Today on Exploring Scotland's History, we're going to have a look at this beautiful cathedral. Fortrose Cathedral really came into being just after 1214, when the bishops would have relocated from Rosemarkie. I'll put a link up to Rosemarkie there. Euphemia, Countess of Ross, initiated an extension plan in the 1300s. The presumption is it was for a private chapel for her and her husband, Walter Leslie. After the Reformation, this part of the building was used as the borough's town hall, courthouse, and downstairs would have been the prison. What I do notice about this beautiful sandstone building is someone's headstone, also in sandstone, is possibly in the wall. As we often notice in a lot of these older graveyards, we have the traditional skull and crossbones. Also around the site there are remains that prove that this was a much larger place before the Reformation. What was quite unusual is the second floor in this building. They do presume the top floor would have been used for a treasury and a library. And this is Euphemia's tomb with a beautiful arch over the top. It is said that this would have been a chantry chapel, i.e. prayers would have been said for the souls of those moneyed people who were lucky enough to be buried inside the chapel. Behind me is a memorial for Francis Humberson Mackenzie, who we discussed in the Bran Seer video. So this is the final resting place of the final Mackenzies. They must have felt very important because they're behind two sets of railings, so we can't really see them very well. Bishop John Bullock had claimed headship of here before he would later be given the position of Bishop of Ross in 1418. There's a couple of ceiling bosses here. One apparently represents Earl Alexander and one Bishop John Bullock. This part is considered to be the nave where us ordinary rabblement would have worshipped. There's also a couple of interesting flat headstones there, but I'm not sure if there's much on them. Not sure if you can see on the video, there are some unintelligible letters left on this headstone, a couple of skull and crossbones, and that could be a sword in between them. There are a few unnamed tombs as well that they do reckon could well be bishops. One that reputedly is Bishop Fraser, and he was Bishop of Ross until 1507. After the Reformation, obviously part of the church was being used as the borough courthouse, but the main body of the cathedral was used as the church for the local folk to worship. The window tracery remains, kind of show how delicately designed this would have been in its heyday. When you look at the sort of quite sad and empty little kirkyard, there are various stones from various ages, but it does make it clear that this place has been used for a considerable amount of time. Worth mentioning, our friend Alexander Mackenzie, who wrote the book on the prophecies of the Bran Seer, he did claim that there were a lot of Monroe chiefs buried here, but then he did claim lots of things. But it was interesting to see the last Mackenzie. The ability of this cathedral to be a place of worship was a wee bit reduced in 1572 when Lord Ruthven was given permission to take the slate from the roof. And obviously that was the start of the end, though the sacristy definitely was used right up until the 18th century. It is a beautiful building and it is well worth a visit. My only gripe maybe would be that the gates are locked, which is fine. Once they're unlocked, the gates across here aren't unlocked, so we had a bit of a view of it, but we're not getting proper entry. It is beautiful though. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe and leave a comment. It really helps the channel grow. Until next time, thank you for watching Exploring Scotland's History.